Hello, everybody. Welcome to my C2E2 2020 Day 3 recap. It was an absolutely fun Sunday. I came away with some of the best stuff I got all weekend, and possibly some of the best stuff that I've gotten. Well, definitely some of the best stuff that I've gotten, even all time of me going to C2E2, which this was my fifth year going to the convention, and I got some of the best stuff I'd ever gotten, you guys, and it is so crazy. I can't believe what I'm about to show you guys, but when I went over to the Storm King Comics booth, and I got this right here, John Carpenter's Tales for a Halloween Night, Volume 1. When I bought that, the guy working at the booth, after I bought this, the guy at the booth handed me this little red ticket, and he says, we're having a drawing at 4 o'clock. I forget exactly what time I got it. It's probably around like 1 something. And he's like, we're having a raffle, some drawing at 4 o'clock. Just come back with this ticket, and, we're having a little raffle. And I asked him, well, what's it for? And he's like, just a cool something. And he was being pretty vague, just saying, just something real cool. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, I love John Carpenter, and it was a booth with all his different graphic novels. So I came back at 4, and I could not believe it when they called out my number. And so I won just the most incredible thing, you guys. I won 2 things, actually, and it's going to be a little bit hard to display here because they're posters and they're rolled up, and I'm going to get these things framed, you guys. I won this incredible poster right here, and sorry, I can't really display it better just because it's all folded up, but this beautiful In the Mouth of Madness poster, one of my favorite John Carpenter movies, and it's signed here by the artist who did the art right here, and sorry, I don't know their name. It's also signed by John Carpenter's wife, and right there at the very bottom signature is John Carpenter's, and that is just crazy, you guys. That is incredible. I just watched this movie for the first time a few months ago. I've really been getting into Lovecraft, and when I heard about this movie, I just absolutely had to get it, and I got it, and I loved it. It's one of my favorite movies, has one of my favorite scores, and this is just incredible, and I cannot believe I won it. And I also won this right here, this awesome Starman poster, and it is signed right here by the artist and right there by John Carpenter. So that's pretty cool. Starman is actually one I have not seen, but it's still really cool to have this poster. I really love John Carpenter, you guys, so I am going to get these things framed. Let me try and put these things back together gently. That'll do for now until I put it back in the thing it came in, the little rolled poster thing. I don't know what you even call this tube, but I'm gonna get those framed because that is just incredible. And again, guys, I can't believe I won that, and it is just so crazy how I ended up even going to the booth in the first place to buy this book right here. Tales for a Halloween Night, Volume 1, which is what I got. It's such a crazy story of how I ended up going over to their booth to get this book. So, I forgot if I mentioned it in my previous hauls, but a goal of mine was to meet Joe Hill and get this book signed, and I gave him my other books, my short story collection, both my novels, and both of my comics, and I really like Joe Hill. I love his writing, and so I wanted to give him my stuff, which I did at his signing today, and I got this signed in here, and open it up so you guys can see the signature. There we go. So that's pretty cool. And so yesterday I tried to go to a signing yesterday on Saturday, and I showed up 40 minutes early, and the line was already capped. They already capped it off. There were too many people. They wouldn't let anyone else into the line. And so I was trying to ask the workers there at the line, what if I didn't get anything signed? Could I just go up and give him my books? And they didn't really want to hear it. And then there was this guy, a vendor, who came up to me. He overheard me talking to the workers, and this vendor, on his badge, he also had this medical sticker that because of his medical condition, he can't wait in lines, and so therefore he gets to cut to the front of every line because of his condition. I forgot what he said it was, but he said that he couldn't stand in lines for so long, so he by default had to go to the front, and so he's allowed to bring up somebody with him. And so he was trying to say, could he just bring me up? And the workers were saying no, because it's capped. So even though you could cut normally, we're not going to let you because it's capped. And So, the workers weren't really hearing it, but this guy, he told me where his booth was. It was in section 800. They have different banners there hanging up at McCormick Place at the convention center. Of 100 to, I forgot where it ends at, probably around 1900-ish or so, like right where the Artist Alley starts. And so today, Joe Hill had another signing, and so I was definitely going to be there early. It was at 3. I got there at like 1:30. So a lot of my convention today was spent just waiting there from 1:30 to 3 for Joe Hill. And right before I went over there, it was like 1 something. I went to look for this dude's booth just to say thanks again about yesterday and to see if he got his thing signed, because he did have a graphic novel he wanted to get signed yesterday. And so I just wanted to, talk to him, see how things went, if he ever ended up being able to get his thing signed, if he was going to go over today. But I couldn't find his table. Even though I had it written down, I just couldn't find it. And then I stumbled upon the Storm King comics table, and I had no clue they were going to be there. I know they had been there in years past, but I didn't know they were there this year. And so I just stumbled upon this, and I was like, oh, cool. So I was looking around, and, money was tight, or else I would have got all of them, because he had a lot of graphic novels there. But I just got the first volume. And so after I bought it, the worker hands me this little red ticket, and, he just said they're having a raffle at 4. So I came back at 4, around 4:05, they did the drawing, and I won those signed posters, and I just could not believe it. It was just insane, because I never win anything. So that was super cool, and, everything happens for a reason. So it's like, if I didn't miss out on the Joe Hill signing yesterday, I would have never gotten 2 John Carpenter signed posters today, and it's just funny how that works. Just really funny how that works. So that is incredible. That really made my con. I love John Carpenter. I love his movies. And that is just crazy. I'm going to get those framed. But so that was pretty cool. So I got to win those. Got to meet Joe Hill. Gave him my books. So that was cool. And let me see if I could just move that there. Or maybe that won't work out. Okay, a little bit of a blooper there. But I also did pick up Ryan Lee's Sketchbook Volume 1. If you guys remember, in the previous one, I ended up getting number 2 instead of number 1 on accident, so I just went back and bought number 1. And he was kind enough to do this little sketch right here of just a monster. He really has a thing for monsters. I was flipping through this while I was waiting in line for Joe Hill, and it's even better than the second volume. He's, both of the volumes are great, but this one has some of my favorite drawings he's done. Like that one right there. That's a pretty cool one. I was always scared of the things under the stairs when I was little, so I really relate to that one. And just some Lovecraftian sort of things in here. So that's pretty awesome. Ryan Lee is a fantastic artist. So that was that. And then from my friend Adam, Adam's Art Box, and once again gotta shout him out because he does fantastic work. I now have 2 original pieces of his art, and I have so many of his prints. He does fantastic work. Go check out his Etsy shop, his website, his Instagram. Go get some of his prints, some of his original art. He's fantastic. I did pick up one print, you guys. Didn't pick up a lot of stuff today, but I did get this print, this fantastic print from Dream Warriors. Welcome to prime time. That's just fantastic. It's a really fantastic piece. I love this print. I really got to hang up my art prints, you guys. I have so many prints. I've just been really awful at getting around to hanging them up on the walls. I have so much blank space down here on the walls that I could really put these on. And we got this piece right here. So this is an artist named Sean Cross. And Sean does, you might not tell from this one because I know this is like the Cyanide and Happiness sort of style, but he does very creepy, horrific art. And I don't have it down here to show me, show you guys. I should have grabbed it. My little brother and sister actually are the ones that found this guy in Artist Alley and showed him to me yesterday. They bought his sketchbook, and he had another book where he does like just these really creepy drawings. And he had something on his price list on his table, how he had, the prices for all the different prints and stuff, and he had like a deck of cards he had done, and he had something called a dumb sketch for $40. And so I'd asked him, like, what's a dumb sketch? And he had this box of different pieces of paper, and you would draw out two of them, and they just had random words on them. It's hilarious the combinations you could get. And so me, my sister, and my brother, we really dug his art, so we decided to get one of these dumb sketches. So my sister pulled out one of the words, and she got handicap. And I pulled out one of the words, and I got I think it was drunk driving, or maybe it was driving accident, something like that. And so then he put this together, and I know this is a really simplistic cyanide and happiness sort of style, but he does pretty crazy horror stuff. And I should have grabbed the sketchbook from my siblings before I did this video, but it completely slipped me. But Sean Cross, if you look him up, if you go to his Instagram, I just followed him on Instagram. He does a whole bunch of art. He's always posting cool art, but that's the only original art piece that we picked up. I didn't add anything to the sketchbook, unfortunately. Didn't have a lot of time really, and a lot of money to add to that, but that's all right. But I mean, he did get this sketch too, so that's pretty cool. And the final thing we got here was my siblings picked this up for me. This Stephen King shopkeeper Funko Pop from It Chapter 2. I really liked his cameo appearance in there. That was a really fun scene. I really like that. So this is really cool to get. But you guys, that is it for day 3. It was a fantastic day, guys. It was a fantastic weekend. I had so much fun, and I just, my con was absolutely made. It was made when I won these John Carpenter signed posters. I just can't believe it that I won of all people, because guys, I never really win stuff. So that was just really cool to win that raffle, and I'm gonna get these framed. I'm gonna work on getting all these prints put up on my walls down here. But I really do need to get these framed. I'm gonna get these framed and put those on my wall, because that is just incredible that I won. But it was a fantastic weekend. Got to see some artist friends. Got to go up and down the artist alley and meet artists and look at some cool art, some cool prints, and got to go on the watch around the show floor. Saw a bunch of cool stuff, and just had a fantastic time. Meeting Joe Hill, winning these posters. Hanging out with my little siblings. It was a blast. It was an incredible weekend. And I cannot wait for next year. It's next year in March, just about a year away. So that was that. But if you guys like this video, then please share it out, thumbs up, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And if you guys are looking for something to read, the links to my books are all down in the description. My short story collection, The Eclipse Theater, my horror novel, Eternity, and my horror comedy, Duality. The links to these are all down in the description on Amazon, so please check those out, you guys, and have a fantastic day, everybody.